Have you ever had a moment where you knew exactly what you needed to do but still didn't do it? You felt the impulse to get out of bed early, to speak up in a meeting, to start that project you've been putting off for weeks but somehow, within just a few seconds, your brain came up with 1,000 reasons to stay still. This is where the 5-second rule comes in, a simple countdown: -5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sounds almost childish, but it's been the trigger for people to break years of procrastination, overcome fear, and completely change the direction of their lives. And yes, there's science behind it. But here's the thing most people get wrong. The 5-second rule is not a magic trick. It's a tool. And like any tool, if you don't know how to use it right, it won't work. In this video, we're going to break down 3 crucial points you absolutely to understand if you want this method to actually work for you. Miss one of them, and chances are you'll think it's just another internet gimmick. But stay with me until the end, because in the conclusion, I'll reveal the number 1 mistake that secretly kills your momentum and how to avoid it forever. So take a deep breath. And the countdown begins: 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. First, the science behind the rule. Let's get one thing straight. The 5-second rule is not magic. It's neuroscience, wrapped in a countdown. Imagine this. You're sitting at your desk. You know you should send that email, get up and work out, or finally start that side project. The impulse comes. You feel it. It's real. And then you hesitate. Just a few seconds later, your mind starts working against you. Maybe later. It's not the right time. What if I fail? Sound familiar? That tiny window, those 5 seconds, is exactly what Mel Robbins was talking about when she created this rule. She called it a decision-making tool, a way to interrupt the autopilot mode your brain runs on. Let's break it down. Why 5 seconds? What's the brain doing? Our brain is wired for survival, not success. The limbic system, the emotional brain, is always scanning for danger, discomfort, or risk. So when you feel an impulse to do something new, uncomfortable, or uncertain, the brain hits the brakes. It starts feeding you doubt. Excuses. Fear. Here, single quotes as the twist. Neuroscience shows that we have just about 5 seconds before the prefrontal cortex, the logical, action-driven part of the brain, hands over control to the emotional, risk-avoiding part. In other words, you have 5 seconds to act before fear takes over. The science of mental inertia. There's an actual psychological concept behind this called mental inertia. Just like physical inertia, a body at rest stays at rest. Your mind resists action once you hesitate. Studies show that the longer you wait to act on a thought or intention, the less likely you are to do it. In fact, psychologist Timothy Pychyl refers to this as the intention-action gap, and it's a killer of productivity. Real story. How one woman escaped depression with this rule. Take the story of Elena, a woman who struggled for years with morning depression. She would hit snooze 6 or 7 times every day, dragging herself out of bed, feeling like a failure before the day even started. Then she heard about the 5-second rule. The next morning, she didn't overthink. She simply counted 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And she stood up. Just that. One action. No negotiation. She didn't feel ready, but she moved, and that one moment broke the mental cycle. She did it again the next day, and the next. Within weeks, she had a new morning routine. She started walking, reading, applying to jobs, and eventually found herself back in control of her life. Not because of motivation, but because of momentum. This is the power of the 5-second rule. It shocks your brain out of hesitation, bypasses fear, and forces motion. And once you're in motion, your brain starts catching up. In the next part, we'll dive into the second pillar, how to use the rule to rewire habits, and why just counting down isn't enough if you don't. Use it consistently and intentionally, but remember, the brain resists. You must move before it speaks. 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Next. Second, how to apply it in real life step by step. So now you understand the science behind the 5-second rule. But how do you actually use it when it matters most? Let's break it down. Simple steps. Real impact. Step 1. Catch the moment of hesitation. It always starts with a moment, a split second where your body wants to move, but your mind pulls back. Maybe you're lying in bed at 6 a.m., your alarm goes off, you feel the impulse to rise, to own the day, but your hand moves to hit snooze. That's the moment. Or you're sitting in a meeting, and your gut tells you to share an idea, but a voice whispers, "Don't embarrass yourself." Maybe you're staring at your laptop, ready to write that email that could change everything, but fear paralyzes your fingers. These moments are the battlefield, and this is where the rule begins. Step 2. Count backward. -5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out loud or in your mind. It doesn't matter. What matters is the pattern interrupt. Why count backward? Because it disrupts the old mental loop. It forces the prefrontal cortex to engage, to take control, to stop autopilot. Counting forward doesn't work. You can count forever. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, maybe later. That's not action. That's delay dressed as thought. So you cut through the noise with a backward launch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like a rocket. Step 3. Move immediately. Second you say 1. You move. You don't negotiate. You don't wait for confidence. You don't wait to feel ready. Because here's the truth. Readiness is a lie. Action creates readiness, not the other way around. So you sit up. You send the message. You step on stage. You press record. You open that blank page and start typing. Even if it sucks, the magic isn't in the outcome, it's in the motion. Real example. Jacob's story. Take Jacob, a freelance designer who used to lose hours every day to procrastination. Scrolling, daydreaming, jumping between tasks, you name it. He started using the rule in the smallest way. Whenever he caught himself stalling, he'd say, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just open the task he was avoiding. No pressure to finish it. Just open it. Within a week, his focus doubled. Within a month, he was landing more clients because he stopped waiting and started acting. Another example, a young woman in therapy. On more story. A young woman in therapy for social anxiety learned the 5-second rule from her therapist. Every time she felt the wave of fear before speaking up in a group or saying hi to someone new, she would count silently, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and say one word. Just one. That was her rule. That one word would lead to a sentence. The sentence to a conversation. And eventually to a job interview, which she nailed. She didn't cure her anxiety. She just stopped letting it make decisions for her. Small actions, huge results. You see, it's not about doing something big. It's about training your brain to associate hesitation with movement. To become the kind of person who acts despite fear, despite doubt, despite resistance. The more you do it, the faster you build momentum. And once momentum shows up, discipline follows. In the next section, we'll dive into something deeper. Why the 5-second rule fails for some people, and how to make it bulletproof. Because the truth is, this rule won't work for everyone unless you fix one critical mistake. Stay with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's keep going. Third, traps that make it fail. Attention triggers. By now, the 5-second rule probably sounds simple, and it is, but simple doesn't always mean easy, because despite its power, there are a few common traps, mental traps, that cause people to say, "Yeah, I tried that. It didn't work for me." Let's uncover what's really going on when the rule fails, and how you can avoid these hidden pitfalls. Trap number 1. Overthinking after the countdown. This is the most common and the most dangerous mistake. You feel the impulse. You start the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you pause to think, what if it doesn't work? Maybe I should wait until tomorrow. I don't really feel ready. Here's the hard truth. If you think after the countdown, the rule is already broken. That tiny gap is all your brain needs to take control and push you back into hesitation, doubt, and inertia. The rule only works when you move immediately, not when you feel like it, not when it's comfortable, but right now. Think of it like jumping into cold water. If you hesitate, your brain screams, don't do it. But if you leap before the fear can speak, you're already swimming. That's the kind of decisive action the rule is designed to create. Don't let your mind make a case against yourself. Trap number 2. Inconsistency. Using it only sometimes. Another mistake. Only using the rule when it's convenient. I used it to wake up early last week. Or, it helped me speak up in class. Once. But here's the thing. Neural circuits are built through repetition. If you want this tool to rewire your brain, to literally change your default behavior, you have to use it consistently, not casually, just like building muscle at the gym. One rep doesn't transform you. It's the daily choice. The daily trigger. Again and again. The 5-second rule. In a motivational boost. It's a habit system. And habits are born from consistency. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't skip days and say, hey, I'll brush when I feel like it. You just do it. Every day. No debate. That's how you have to treat the rule. Trap number 3. Using it for complex, long-term decision shares where some people get confused. They try to use the rule to make big life decisions. Should I quit my job? Should I end this relationship? Should I move to another country? And the truth is, that's not what the 5-second rule is built for. This tool is meant to help you take instant physical action, not to make massive, strategic decisions in 5 seconds. It's designed to push you out of hesitation and into movement, not to replace deep reflection or planning. So, if you're thinking about changing your career path, the rule won't give you the answer, but it will help you open the laptop and start researching, or send that email, or schedule the first call. It helps you start, not solve. Use it where it works best. Physical action. Get out of bed. Make the call. Close the fridge. Put on your shoes and walk outside. Speak up. Take the first step. These are the spaces where the rule shines, when action is blocked by hesitation, not logic. So, here's the summary. Don't overthink after 1. Act before fear has a voice. Be consistent. Use the rule daily, even for tiny tasks. Use it wisely. It's a launch pad, not a life compass. And now, we've reached the moment I told you about. In the conclusion, we'll tie it all together, and I'll reveal the number 1 silent killer of momentum. The habit that keeps more people stuck than fear, laziness, or self-doubt. It's something you're probably doing right now, without even realizing it. So don't miss it. 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's finish strong. Conclusion. The real reason you're still stuck. Let's pause for a second, not to hesitate, but to reflect, because maybe this isn't just about hitting snooze, or avoiding a task, or holding your tongue in a meeting. Maybe this is about something deeper. About a pattern that's been playing on repeat in your life. The pattern of almost. You almost started. You almost spoke up. You almost took that first step, but you didn't. Not because you're lazy, not because you don't want it, but because your brain convinced you to wait. And that, right there, is the silent killer of your momentum. The habit of waiting. Waiting for the perfect time. Waiting to feel confident. Waiting for motivation. Waiting for clarity. Waiting until it's not scary anymore. But let me tell you something that might change your life. Clarity doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. Confidence isn't a prerequisite. It's a byproduct. Motivation is not the fuel. Momentum is. And that's what the 5-second rule really gives you. Not magic, not motivation, but power over your own hesitation. It gives you leverage over your lesser self, the self that stalls, the self that plays small, the self that never hits publish, never raises a hand, never dares to begin. This isn't just theory. It's real. It helped Mel Robbins save her marriage, rebuild her life, and beat depression. It's helped people fight addiction. It's helped veterans with PTSD rebuild confidence. It's helped students crush fear. It's helped creators finally post their first video. And it can help you. Right now. Not someday. Not next month. Now. But only if you commit to it. Fully. Use it every single time you feel resistance. Every time your mind starts to hold you back. Every time that old voice shows up and says, "Who are you to do this?" Answer. With action. Not with overthinking. Not with a motivational quote. Just with movement. 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Here's your challenge. Before this day ends, use the rule to take one bold action you've been putting off. Big or small. Doesn't matter. As long as it stretches you. Comment below and tell us what action you took and how it felt to finally silence that voice of doubt. Hit like if this message resonated with you. Subscribe for more deep, practical content like this, because this is just the beginning. And remember, your future self ain't waiting for motivation. They're waiting for you to move. So when the moment comes, don't think. Launch. 5. For 03. 21. Become unstoppable.